All right, look. The demise of the Eagles will be televised. I ain't done yet. I'm not done. It gets messy. It gets very messy. Now, I was doing some research. I put the Fisk Unit Bureau of Investigation. I put my agents on the Eagles because I wanted to understand what was going on. I wanted to know how you go from 10-1, beating the Chiefs and Bills, to getting your doors blown off by Baker Mayfield. How you go from beating Mahomes and Josh Allen to getting bent over backwards, face in the pillow, ass up, pounded by Baker Mayfield on national television with your season on the line. I just wanted to know how we got here. So according to reports, and I'm going to name my sources too, just so y'all know I ain't making this up. According to Tim McManus of ESPN, Eagle players had no clue who was calling the plays. They didn't know if it was Siranni, and they didn't know if it was Brad Johnson. This is what I'm being told. All right, they didn't know. So whether it's Brian Johnson, Nick Sirianni, they didn't know who was calling plays, right? Now, on top of that, allegedly, Jalen Hurts AJ Brown went to Nick Sirianni and the coaching staff and offered some changes. They wanted to do things differently. And in no uncertain terms, Nick Sirianni told them to kick rocks. And ever since then, Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown, they started pouting. They couldn't get their way. The offensive play calling was bad. And they stopped trying hard. They started to quit on their head coach. This is what I'm being told. This is what the reports are saying. That because they had no input on the team, because they felt like their opinion didn't matter, they didn't want to play hard for Nick Sirianni anymore. Ain't that some shit? Now, I thought that Jalen Hurts was such a great leader and he was so motivational and he does things the right way and he always says the right things. Leaders fall in line. In order to be a great leader, you have to be a great follower. And you know what a great follower does? Take orders. You can't become a general without being a soldier. You don't get the permission to tell people to march into the ditch if you didn't once march into the ditch. So what I'm trying to say is, Eagle fans, y'all are screwed. Y'all are done. Because if this is the kind of tangibles that your best players have, you're never going to win. Y'all laugh at the Cowboys. Oh, Dak is a loser and Micah disappears and Mike McCarthy's like, all the things that Eagle fans say about the Cowboys, it's actually worse when it comes to y'all. Because at least the Cowboys, at least they showed up. At least the Cowboys had intentions on winning the game. It just went wrong. Dak and shit went left. When it comes to the Eagles, you motherfuckers knew you was losing when you got off the plane. Y'all didn't even want to be there. Y'all rolled over and took that shit. That's what y'all did. Y'all rolled over and took it. You look like a housewife that's married to some fat, no good motherfucker who comes home drunk from the bar every night, but she too damn broke and worthless to leave his ass. So when he comes home, she assumes a position and she takes that shit. That's what y'all look like on Monday versus the Bucks. You knew what was coming. When the car pulled into the driveway and the keys came into the door, you knew what time it was. That's what you look like. Jason Kelsey crying on the sideline because he knew it was his final game. Lane Johnson and Fletcher Cox and Brandon Graham, all these old geezers over here reminiscing on how it used to be back in the day. Fuck back in the day. What you doing now? What you doing now? And speaking of Brandon Graham and Fletcher Cox, allegedly, the reason why the defense got worse under Matt Patricia is because Matt Patricia teaches different techniques than what they were used to being coached by. So when he demoted Asai, or however you pronounce his name, when he got rid of his ass and made Matt Patricia the defensive coordinator, Matt Patricia comes from the Belichick tree, the Patriot way. The way he teaches technique is just a little bit different from how they were taught, and they didn't want to adjust. And that's why they got worse when he took over. Ain't that something? I mean, this is comical. I mean, this is really comical on how undisciplined this team is. Which brings me back to Mr. Domino's Pizza Hut loser ass motherfucker coach Nick Sirianni. Now, okay, Great leaders have a way of motivating their players. Great leaders have a way of making people do things that they don't want to do. In order to be a great leader, you have to inspire confidence. In order to be a great leader, you have to get people to want to do things for you. Not because they have to, but because they want to. You have to sell them a message and get them to buy into the message. You feel me? So at the end of the day, I'm looking at Nick Siranni and I'm like, damn, Mike Vrabel, his team ain't go out like that. I'm looking at Lovie Smith last year. I mean, damn, I'm like, bro, even the Texans, they fought and screwed up the number one pick last year. They weren't even supposed to win. Remember when Jacksonville, you can say what you want, but damn, even Jacksonville down the stretch with nothing to play for beat the Colts as 17-point underdogs. Like, I'm just giving you examples of head coaches that had absolutely nothing to play for that still found a way to motivate their team to win down the stretch. Brian Dable of the Giants. The Giants have absolutely nothing to play for. If anything, they should have lost to keep our top 5 pick. But instead, they go out there, should have beat the Rams, and they did beat the Eagles. So how is it that coaches that have nothing to play for can motivate players to go out there and bust their ass, but a team that's fresh off a Super Bowl loss with the weakest road to go back to the Super Bowl can't get their shit together? You literally had a chance to duck the 49ers until the NFC Championship game. You had an opportunity to go to Tampa and then go to Detroit and then have to deal with the big bad bully in the Bay, and you couldn't do it. You couldn't do it. Make it make sense. You couldn't motivate your troops. You couldn't get your troops to put their pettiness aside for a month to go get that Super Bowl trophy. That's horrible. I mean, that's horrible. I mean, come on, man. This is laughable. The Eagles are a joke. Them players are a joke. That coaching staff is a joke. And Howie Roseman's a joke. Because Howie Roseman won't hire a real coach. He don't want no pushback. He saw what happened when they hired Chip Kelly. Chip Kelly took power away from his ass. He ain't hired a headstrong coach since. Every coach that the Eagles have gotten since Chip Kelly has been a pushover. Doug Peterson is a pushover. Nick Sirianni, he's a pushover. They don't want to hire a coach with some clout and a coach that's worth a damn because Howie Roseman doesn't want to lose control of the team. They put yes men at the head coach position and they basically coach the coach. It's not the other way around. That's how the Eagles are run, and that's why they don't win. That's why they don't win. But anyway, I just wanted to give you a little update on the pigeons out in Philly. You know what I'm saying? We still hitting that Eagle Pack. That Eagle Pack hit good, man. I ain't gonna lie, yo. That Eagle Pack hit good. I woke up like 10 hours later, bro. I woke up like 10 hours later. I was like, damn, bro. I hit that Eagle Pack for dinner. I ain't wake up till lunchtime the next day. I was like, oh, shit. But anyway, throw those FUs in my chat if you rocking with me. My name is Fist Vegas, and I approve this mess.